Hey guys, welcome to my channel, Be Perfectly Blended. If you've been here before, thanks so much for coming back. And if this is your first time, thanks so much for clicking on. In today's video, we are going camping. I am so excited. I'm checking off my list, making sure I've packed everything, and we are getting ready to go. It's our first camping trip of the season, and we are excited. We've got the car packed up, and the last thing I do is fill the cooler all the way up so that everything can stay in the freezer as long as possible. I also freeze some drinks, throw those in the cooler with the other drinks to help keep them cold. And here we are on our way to go camping. We have arrived, and here is our site. We have camped here one time before, about 3 years ago. It is so nice. Look at this. Our campsite, and then when you go right behind us, there is a creek. And now that my son is older, I don't have to worry as much. I remember I was a little concerned last time, but you can hear the water as you're falling asleep. So peaceful. But now it's time for everybody's favorite task, putting up the tent. Help. As I mentioned before, I did not grow up camping or anything like that. I started camping in 2020 just so we could kind of get out and go do something, and I fell in love with it. So our initial tent was like a regular tent with the sticks, and one time we were camping, it was 100 degrees, and oh my goodness, we're trying to put it together. And that's when I decided we were committed to camping. We were going on our third year, I think it was. So we got this 5-minute pop-up tent from Costco, and I absolutely love it. Now, because we are tent campers, I think anytime you can make it a little easier on yourself, you might as well try it. So right now we're just getting everything set up, blowing up the mattresses, and setting up the table. And then there's our tent. So not too far at all. So beautiful. This cool tree is right across from our campsite. We got our little lights up there. And then when you go in, there's my son's bed. We do have another mattress we're going to put up tomorrow, another twin when my daughter comes, but she's not here tonight. And then there's that mattress. My son and I will sleep on that tonight, my youngest. But then he'll probably go on the twin, and my daughter and I will probably share the larger bed. But anyways, this is what it looks like. My little area over there, little lantern there. And it smells like Downy since I did all the laundry. All right, well, here's the overall look of our campsite. So nice, everything's put together. And now we're off to the beach. It's so beautiful. Right now I'm trying to find my family. Let's see which part they're at. I know they're at the park. So the campground is right across the street from this beach right here. This beach is Tawana State Park, and then we are at the campground, and it's separated by a little road, which you'll see later. Once I got done setting everything up, I finally ate my burger from Dairy Queen. We stopped at Dairy Queen along the way. So yeah, it is just so beautiful. We really, really enjoy it here. This is saltwater. This is what we call Puget Sound. And actually, this is in what they call the rainforest in terms of camping. Luckily for us, it didn't rain till the very last day, which if you stay tuned, you'll see when we woke up in our tent. But anyways, the kids are here just skipping rocks. We're just hanging out. It was so nice. Perfect temperature with just a little bit of breeze. Nice overcast. Oh, huh. Oh, that's smart. That would be a fun activity if there was like a bunch of kids. My husband suggested like a boat race, you know, since this little creek is right here. Ooh, nice. Oh, look, Yusuf, it's like a little beach. That's the river. Creek. be careful of the plants. Your brother said they can have some prickly stinging. I thought this area was really cool, especially like if I have my grandsons or someone where you wanted to keep the kids, you know, by the creek. It's kind of cool little area, and they're just kind of figuring out whether or not they should jump it. Yeah. Yeah, then it's a whole nother camping trip. It's kind of funny as I'm sitting here editing my first camping vlog. This is actually how I started watching YouTube. When I decided to take the kids camping, like I said, I didn't grow up camping. I wasn't sure exactly what to do, so I looked up camping vlogs or family camping vlogs on YouTube. I actually still watch this lady, Dorset Doorstep, and her family did tent camping, and so I watched hers and kind of got some ideas, and then some other ideas from other vloggers on what to bring and do and pack and how to pack my cooler. And here we are 5 years later, still loving it. So that's kind of ironic and funny. But anyways, here I am making a sandwich. I did 2 cheese quesadillas that I heated up. I pre-made them at home, but now my oldest also wants a sandwich, so I'm putting that together real quick. This is the little station I use to wash dishes. And then over here is where I cook. And then my son put this caddy together, and it holds all the condiments and stuff and the paper towels. It's great. You can hang stuff from the side. Here we are enjoying. We got a propane little gas fire. There is a fire ban here, so we got to kind of make do. Anyways, back to the beach. As I mentioned, this is salt water, so the tide does come in and out. The shore is a lot of the rocks, but there's a lot of shells as well, and a lot of rocks and shells kind of clumped together. It's really cool. No, he's shaking it though. Once we finished playing at the swings, we went on back to the campsite, and I wanted to show you this real quick. Here I just have a little broom pan and stuff just in case I need to sweep, but always make sure you have baby wipes. And then over here, I don't know if you can see them, this pack right here, those are actually shower caps, and I use those to cover plates of food. So you always want to have your hand sanitizer, extra baby wipes, and some shower caps. It just makes cooking that much easier. Anyways, so now I'm making fajitas. I pre-made all my meat and things, so I'm just putting it down here onto my Coleman cooker. Now, the first couple years we did camping, we did not have a fire ban, so I actually cooked for camping with my cast iron over the fire or the coals from the fire. And then when we had a fire ban, I needed to go ahead and break down and get a gas cooker. And I really like this Coleman one because it's not super intimidating. And you can use a side that's like a skillet, or it turns over, and then it has the grates for like your hamburgers or hot dogs. And the lid can also be used as a wok or as a pot. So it's really cool. Anyways, once that's done, we're just hanging out at the fire here. It is so peaceful. Once we were finished here at the fire, my oldest son decided to turn in. So my youngest and I played, of course, a little bit of Uno. One thing I like about this campground is it is small and it's very peaceful. Come about 10 o'clock at night, everybody's pretty much turning it in, or at least pretty quiet. So you actually get a good night's rest. Here I am the next morning, and I did like to just put a little bit of makeup on, nothing major, just, a little bit on, little foundation and a little powder, a little shimmer, and then, get those eyebrows on. Anyway, so here I am just getting ready, sitting at the picnic table. So leave a comment down below and let me know if you've been to Walls Drugstore right here. This was a place we stopped along the way. We did a cross-country trip last year, and I grabbed that for camping. It was really kind of cool. Anyways, this is the little street we crossed. Sorry for the sideways view. So we just crossed that, and boom, here we are at the beach. Say hi to YouTube. Oh. Guess he's a little bit shy, so he wanted to go back to the water. Now we're back at the campsite. This is like behind our tent. These trees are just so cool. The trees, the moss, they all kind of intertwine, and you got a lot of ferns. It's just really nice. So now I'm here just making lunch again real quick, making a couple sandwiches, nothing major. For breakfast this morning, I didn't film it. We just did some toaster strudels and some sausage. My kids didn't want eggs, so we did that with some fruit. And the toaster strudels were cool. I did them on the cooker. But what was so good is last year we actually did our first major camping trip. We went to the Redwoods, and there was not a fire ban there, so we were able to cook over the fire. But I wrapped the toaster strudels up in foil and just put them over the coals. They were so good. Anyways, finishing lunch, and yeah, now we're just hanging out. We're actually going to get ready to go on a hike. So we went on a hike that was about 1.3 or 4 miles. It was really, really beautiful, but, you know, a lot of it uphill. We went up about 300 feet. I did not have proper shoes. I was fine in my flip-flops, but in this trail. Yeah, would have been better with some tennies, but here we go. And then there's our tent over there. So this is behind. So we can hear this water all night. So peaceful. It's just beautiful. That's water right there. So this was about the halfway point is in terms of climbing up. So you can kind of see down. We got a ways to go, you know, but we did take a few breaks there. And it was really nice along this trail because they do have some benches set up. So it's just really, really beautiful. And then we filmed this tree. It was kind of cool because it fell perfectly. So we are almost at the top, and when I zoom down right here, boom, that's my car down there. So we've climbed all the way up. This is above our campsite. And yeah, what goes up must come down. Well, we are back to the campground, and it is not quite dinner time. So I am just heating up this chili here kind of as a later lunch. And this is what I was talking about if you watched my previous video where I did my camping prep, where I like to make sure I bring a couple things for lunch, because sometimes it seems like you'll have those days where you might have 2 different things depending on what time you got up and how active you've been. But anyways, of course, once we were done with that, we were back to the beach. What is it? Oh, it's a shell. It's late afternoon now, or evening, really. The tide is coming in. The sun is beginning to go down. So we head back, and now I'm going to go ahead and make dinner. Tonight, we're having some corn and hamburgers, baked beans. So I boiled the corn first, and then I went ahead and set it to the side here and covered it up. Well, I drained it first, and then I put a lot of butter in it, and then set it to the side, covered it up so that it will maintain its warmth. And then I went ahead and heated up baked beans that I put together into a baggie before I left as part of the prep and froze. And so then I went ahead and did that. And I've got that sitting to the side still warm. And now I am putting the hamburgers on. And this is what I love. just to see the kids out in nature, off devices. Anyway, so we're just hanging out. Burgers are cooking. It's smelling good. And yeah, ready for some dinner. The only downfall I can say to the cooker like this is that I can only do 1 to 2 things at a time, but size-wise, it works out perfectly. So here I'm just doing the typical cutting up some watermelon real quick to go with the dinner. Dinner was great, and once that was done, we just hung out at the campsite. This is what I love right here, the kids. It just gives me flashbacks to like 80s and 90s, the kids outside just playing literally till it's dark. Once the kids all got wound down and everybody's back at their campsite, we decided to go ahead and light the fire. Well, not light it, it's gas, but you know, and roast some marshmallows. Leave a comment down below and let me know what makes or breaks your camping trip. For us, it is the campfire. This is like the best part. So, of course, to have a real one makes all the difference. But yeah, leave a comment down below and let me know. What's your favorite part of camping? Here it is the next morning. I just wanted to show you how I scramble my eggs from that container onto the cooking surface. So we had scrambled eggs, the French toast sticks, chicken sausage, and a little bit of fruit for breakfast. And once we were done with that, of course, we were back to the beach. And this day was actually really, really nice because the weather called for overcast and not very warm, but it actually turned out to be about mid-70s, and the sun stayed out till later in the afternoon. So it really turned out to be quite a nice day, and we did spend a lot of it at the beach. Oh, look at that one. If you've seen any of our previous cabin videos, you know we love to float. We love to be in the water. It wasn't quite that warm, but I did dip my feet in, and there were a lot of people swimming and kayaking. Once we were done here, we did go back, hang out for a little while at the campsite, have some lunch, and then we went back later in the afternoon, early evening, back to the beach. And now the tide is coming in, so that was real cool. And you can see over here, the beach, the water's starting to come up where the kids were once playing, and then it fills this little pool. So it was really kind of cool to see because the kids were like, oh, it's a tiny pool over here. And they kind of made the stream, there's my daughter, wide enough so they could take their floaties down. It was nice to see. Once that was done, we're back at the campsite eating dinner, Philly cheesesteak sandwiches and corn, really good. And this is our next morning. Good morning. Now, we did know the rain was coming, so we did pack up majority of the stuff the night before, and it was so nice to wake up to. So once we were willing to brave it, we packed up the rest of the tent and camping gear, and we headed on home. I want to thank you so much for coming along with me. Please feel free to comment, like, and subscribe, and I hope to see you in the next one.